Have you ever wondered how ancient Chinese warriors could remain completely calm while facing death? How they could endure years of brutal training without breaking? How they built minds so strong that pain, fear, and exhaustion couldn't touch them? Most people think it was just discipline, just willpower, just toughness. But that's not the complete truth. The ancient Chinese warriors, from the legendary generals of the Three Kingdoms to the Shaolin monks who could endure the impossible, understood something about the human mind that modern psychology is only beginning to discover. They had a system, a method for building mental strength that wasn't about forcing yourself or grinding through pain. It was about something completely different. And what I'm about to share with you goes against everything modern self-help culture teaches. It's not about positive thinking. It's not about motivation. It's not about pushing harder. It's about understanding the architecture of an unbreakable mind and building it piece by piece using principles that have worked for over 2,000 years. Before I show you exactly how this system works, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and comment below which area of your life needs the most mental strength right now. I read every comment and your feedback shapes the content I create. Chapter 1: The Warrior Who Couldn't Be Broken. Today I'm going to tell you the story of a woman named Lin. Lin was 35 years old, corporate lawyer at a major firm. The kind of person everyone thought had it together. Sharp mind, quick decisions, never showed weakness. She'd built her entire identity around being mentally tough. But there was a problem nobody saw. Every morning she woke up with her jaw clenched so tight her teeth were cracking. Every presentation at work required 3 cups of coffee and an hour in the bathroom controlling her breathing because the anxiety was crushing her chest. Every difficult conversation left her lying awake at 3 in the morning replaying every word, every mistake, every moment she might have shown weakness. She was mentally exhausted. Not just tired. Depleted. Like a phone battery that could never charge past 20%. Her therapist called it high-functioning anxiety. Her doctor wanted to prescribe medication. Her friends told her she needed a vacation, needed to relax, needed to stop being so hard on herself. But Lin had tried everything. Meditation apps that she used for 3 days before giving up. Yoga classes where her mind raced the entire time. Positive affirmations that felt like lies. Self-help books that made her feel worse because she couldn't implement anything they suggested. The breaking point came during a major case. She was in the middle of a deposition, questioning a witness, and her mind just stopped. Not forgot her questions. Stopped. Like a computer freezing. She stood there for what felt like an eternity but was probably 15 seconds, completely blank while everyone stared at her. Her colleague had to step in and take over. That night, Lin sat in her car in the parking garage for 2 hours. Not crying. Not thinking. Just sitting in this strange emptiness where the mental toughness she'd built her entire life on had completely failed her. Her phone buzzed. A text from an old college friend, May, who she hadn't spoken to in years. The text was simple. It asked how she was doing and mentioned that May had started studying something called Nei Gong with a teacher who specialized in ancient Chinese warrior training methods. The message felt random, but something made Lin respond. 3 days later, Lin found herself in a small traditional studio that smelled like incense and old wood. Master Zhang was about 70 years old, impossibly upright posture, eyes that seemed to see everything and judge nothing. Master Zhang didn't ask about her career or her stress or her anxiety. Instead, she asked Lin to stand. Just stand. Feet shoulder-width apart, arms at her sides, eyes forward. Lin stood there feeling ridiculous. This was supposed to help her mental strength? Just standing? Master Zhang walked around her slowly, observing. Then she placed one finger on Lin's shoulder. The slightest pressure. Lin's entire body swayed, nearly lost balance. Master Zhang stepped back and made her assessment. Lin's mind was like a fortress built on sand. Strong walls, impressive structure, but no foundation. The smallest real pressure would collapse everything. This wasn't about building more mental toughness on top of what Lin already had. This was about understanding that everything she'd built was constructed wrong from the beginning. Chapter 2: The Architecture of an Unbreakable Mind. Master Zhang explained that ancient Chinese warriors understood something fundamental. Mental strength isn't built through force. It's built through structure. Like architecture. There were 3 levels to warrior mental training. 3 foundations that had to be built in order. Most people, like Lin, tried to build the 3rd level first without the foundation of the first 2. That's why they broke. The first level was called Jing Shen, which translates roughly to quiet spirit or stable foundation. This wasn't about being calm. It was about having a mind that could remain structurally stable under pressure. Not through effort but through proper construction. Master Zhang had Lin begin with the most basic practice. Standing meditation, but not the way most people think of meditation. This was Zhan Zhuang standing like a tree. Every day 20 minutes just standing in a specific posture that ancient warriors used. The first week was brutal. Not because it was hard. Because it was boring. Lin's mind screamed at her to do something, anything else. Check her phone, plan her day, solve problems, be productive. Standing still felt like torture. But Master Zhang had explained something crucial. Lin's mind was addicted to movement, to doing, to solving. Like a muscle that had been flexed for 35 years and forgotten how to relax. This constant tension was what made her mentally fragile, not mentally strong. The standing practice wasn't about building mental toughness. It was about teaching her nervous system that it could exist without constant doing, constant vigilance, constant control. By week 2 something shifted. Not dramatically. Just a small moment during the standing practice where Lin noticed her thoughts were still racing, but she wasn't being pulled into every single one. Like watching cars drive by instead of chasing each one down the street. Master Zhang introduced the 2nd level. Yi, which means will or intention. But not willpower the way Western culture understands it. This was about directed mental energy without force. The ancient warriors had a saying. A weak mind forces. A strong mind directs. Lin had been forcing her mind her entire life. Forcing focus, forcing calm, forcing confidence. That's why she was exhausted. Master Zhang taught her a simple practice. Choose one task each day. Any task. Making tea, walking to the car, writing an email. Do that task with complete attention. Not forced concentration. Just gentle, continuous return of attention whenever the mind wandered. The practice seemed stupid at first. Lin was a lawyer. Her job required her to focus on complex documents for hours. How would focusing on making tea help? But that was the point. Lin could force her mind to focus when survival demanded it, when her career was on the line, when fear motivated her. But that kind of focus depleted her because it required constant force. It was like running everywhere instead of walking. Effective in emergency, exhausting as default. She started with making her morning coffee. The first morning she realized she'd made her coffee on autopilot every single day for probably 10 years. Her mind was already at work while her body went through the motions. Now she tried to stay present. Feeling the weight of the coffee bag, hearing the grinder, smelling the grounds, watching the water pour. Her mind wandered probably 30 times in 5 minutes. Every time she gently brought it back. No force. No frustration. Just return. This practice of gentle redirection, Master Zhang explained, was building the structure of Yi. The ability to direct mental energy without depletion. Ancient warriors spent years developing this before they ever entered combat training. The 3rd level was where everything came together. Shin, which translates to spirit but means something closer to integrated awareness. This was the warrior mind itself. Calm in chaos, clear under pressure, unshakable not because nothing could shake it, but because it could return to center instantly after being shaken. But Master Zhang was clear. You couldn't build Shin without Jing Shen and Yi first. That's why Lin had broken. She tried to be calm under pressure, to be mentally tough, to never show weakness without building the foundation that made those things sustainable. 3 months into training, Lin faced her first real test. Another major case, another deposition, similar pressure to the one where she'd frozen. Something was different this time. Not that she felt calm. She actually noticed the anxiety rising, noticed her heart rate increasing, noticed her thoughts starting to spiral. But instead of fighting it or forcing herself to be tough, she just stood there internally the way she'd practiced standing physically. Present with the anxiety. Not consumed by it. Not fighting it. Just aware of it while she continued asking questions, listening to answers, doing her work. The anxiety didn't disappear. But it didn't control her either. It was like weather happening around a mountain. The mountain doesn't fight the storm. It just remains mountain. After 6 months, people at work started commenting that Lin seemed different. More present. Less reactive. Still sharp, still effective, but without the edge of constant tension she used to carry. Her colleague asked what had changed. Lin considered explaining the standing meditation, the attention training, the 3 levels of warrior mental development. Instead, she just said she'd been working on her foundation. Chapter 3: The 4 Pillars of Warrior Mental Training. Master Zhang eventually revealed that within these 3 levels, ancient Chinese warriors focused on 4 specific pillars. 4 practices that, when combined, created a mind that pressure couldn't break. The first pillar was Sung, which means relax or release but carried a much deeper meaning. This wasn't relaxation like vacation or doing nothing. This was the ability to release unnecessary tension while maintaining necessary structure. Warriors discovered that most people carry enormous amounts of unnecessary tension. Mental tension that serves no purpose except exhausting them. Worry about things they can't control. Replaying conversations that are finished. Planning for scenarios that will never happen. Lin learned a practice called Song Gong, releasing work. Every evening before leaving the office, she would spend 5 minutes systematically releasing the day. Not forgetting it, not processing it, just releasing her grip on it. She'd close her eyes and imagine each case, each conversation, each decision as an object she'd been carrying. Then she'd visualize setting each one down. Not abandoning responsibility, just releasing the mental tension of continuing to grip it after the work was done. The first week felt like nothing was happening. But by the second week, she noticed something remarkable. She was sleeping through the night for the first time in years. Not because her problems had disappeared. Because she was no longer carrying them into sleep. The second pillar was Ting Jin, which translates as listening energy. Warriors trained the ability to sense what was actually happening rather than reacting to what they feared was happening. Most mental weakness, Master Zhang explained, came from fighting phantoms. People created stories about what was happening, what people were thinking, what might go wrong. Then they reacted to those stories with real stress, real anxiety, real exhaustion. Fighting battles that existed only in their imagination. Ting Jin trained the mind to distinguish between actual situation and imagined threat. Between what was real and what was story. Lin practiced this in meetings. When someone challenged her or questioned her work, her default reaction had always been immediate defense. Fight back, prove them wrong, show strength. Now she practiced Ting Jin. Pause. Listen. What are they actually saying versus what am I afraid they're saying? What's the real challenge here versus what story am I creating about being attacked or being inadequate? Most of the time, she realized the threat she felt was 10 times larger than the actual situation. Someone asking a clarifying question wasn't attacking her competence. A supervisor suggesting a different approach wasn't saying she was failing. Her mind had been adding layers of threat that weren't there. By learning to listen to what was actually happening, she stopped wasting energy fighting phantoms. Ancient warriors called this conserving qi. Don't expend energy on battles that don't exist. The third pillar was Fang Song, which means let go or release, but specifically in motion. If Sung was releasing unnecessary tension, Fang Song was remaining released while acting. Moving without unnecessary force. Responding without unnecessary tension. Most people tense up when they take action. They grip the steering wheel too hard, type on the keyboard with too much force, speak with unnecessary tension in their jaw. This constant over-effort exhausts them without improving effectiveness. Warriors trained to act with only the necessary force. Not more. Not less. Exactly what the situation required. Lin started noticing how much she over-tensed during everything. Gripping her pen until her hand cramped. Tensing her shoulders while reading. Clenching her jaw during phone calls. All of it unnecessary. All of it depleting her. She began practicing Fang Song during routine tasks. Hold the pen just tight enough. Sit just upright enough. Speak just clearly enough. No extra. The energy saved from eliminating unnecessary tension accumulated throughout the day. The fourth pillar was the most crucial. Budong Xin, which means unmoved mind or unshaken mind. But this didn't mean a mind that never felt fear or stress. It meant a mind that felt everything but wasn't controlled by what it felt. This was the warrior mind Master Zhang had mentioned. The integration of all the other practices into one functioning whole. Warriors would train Budong Xin through increasing levels of pressure. Start with standing meditation in quiet room. Then with noise. Then with distractions. Then with someone yelling at them. Then with someone physically pushing them. Each level trained the mind to maintain its structure despite increasing external chaos. Lin's version of this training came naturally through her work. The practices she'd been building, the foundation she'd been establishing, were all preparation for maintaining her center when pressure came. The case went badly. Instead of spiraling into self-blame and anxiety, she noticed the stress, released what she could, listened to the actual situation, and responded with appropriate but not excessive energy. The case still went badly. But she didn't break. A colleague betrayed her trust. The anger came. The hurt came. But underneath all of that, there was something stable. Something that felt the emotions without being swept away by them. Something that could choose how to respond rather than reacting from wound. Master Zhang explained that this was the mark of true warrior training. Not that you never feel. Not that nothing affects you. But that beneath the weather of emotion there's bedrock. Foundation. Structure that holds. Chapter 4. The Warrior Who Built Herself. 1 year after Lin began training, Master Zhang gave her a test. Not a physical test. Not a meditation achievement. Just a question. What had changed? Lin thought about it carefully. A year ago, she would have listed accomplishments. Ways she'd gotten better. Improvements she'd made. Treating personal development like career advancement. Now she understood differently. Nothing had been added. Everything had been reorganized. She'd always had mental strength. She'd just been building it on sand. Master Zhang nodded. This was the final lesson ancient warriors learned. You cannot build mental strength by adding more toughness, more discipline, more force. You build it by creating proper foundation and then organizing everything else on top of that foundation. Most people spend their lives building impressive mental structures, fortresses of discipline and willpower and toughness. Then one real storm comes and everything collapses because there was no foundation. The warriors built foundation first. Jing Shen, stable ground. Then they built structure. Yi directed energy. Then they built walls. Ting Jin, Fang song. Finally they built the whole fortress. Budong Xin, unmoved mind. In this order. Always this order. Because trying to build walls before you have ground means the first pressure destroys everything. Lin had stopped seeing her mental training as separate from her life. The standing practice, the attention work, the tension release. These weren't things she did to prepare for life. They were the foundation that life was built on. She trained other lawyers now. Not officially. Not as a teacher. Just colleagues who noticed something different about her and asked questions. She'd tell them about standing. About releasing tension. About listening to what was actually happening rather than fighting phantoms. Most of them didn't follow through. Because it seemed too simple. Too boring. Not dramatic enough. They wanted the warrior mind without the foundation. They wanted to be unbreakable without learning how breaking actually happens. But a few understood. A few started standing. Started practicing attention. Started building foundation. Lin could see in them the same shift she'd experienced. Not becoming different people. Becoming structured people. Organized people. Founded people. Master Zhang told her something in their final formal lesson. The ancient warriors had a saying. A fortress built in one day will fall in one day. A fortress built over years will stand for generations. Most people want instant mental toughness. They want to read a book, watch a video, learn a technique and suddenly be unbreakable. So they build their fortress in a day. Then life applies pressure and they discover they've built on sand. The warrior path was different. Build foundation. Build structure. Build walls. Build fortress. In that order. Taking whatever time each layer requires. Not rushing. Not skipping steps. Because the goal wasn't to have a fortress quickly. The goal was to have one that would stand. Lin understood now why Master Zhang had started with just standing. Why the first 3 months were nothing but basic foundation work. Why she hadn't been taught any dramatic techniques or powerful practices. Because the dramatic stuff, the powerful techniques, they only worked if you had somewhere solid to build them. She still practiced standing every morning. Still released each day before sleep. Still trained attention during routine tasks. Not because she needed to fix something anymore. Because this was maintenance. This was how you kept the foundation solid and the structure sound. The fortress wasn't finished. It would never be finished. Because maintenance is forever. But it would stand. It would hold. Pressure would come and it would remain. That was the warrior's promise. Not that you'll never be shaken. But that you'll always have somewhere solid to return to when the shaking stops. Now let me ask you something. You've watched this far. That means you're looking for something. Maybe it's mental strength. Maybe it's the ability to handle pressure without breaking. Maybe you're just tired of feeling like you're always one bad day away from falling apart. You might be thinking this sounds too simple. Standing meditation? Paying attention to making coffee? Releasing tension at the end of the day? That's supposed to build warrior mental strength? You're right. It does sound too simple. But here's what ancient Chinese warriors understood that modern culture has forgotten. Complexity is easy. Simplicity is hard. It's easy to fill your life with complicated practices, detailed systems, advanced techniques. It's hard to do simple things consistently for long enough that they become foundation. You don't need more mental toughness on top of what you already have. You need foundation underneath everything you're trying to build. The problem isn't that you're weak. The problem is that you've been building on sand. And every time pressure comes, every time stress hits, every time life demands more than you think you have, you break. Not because you're not strong enough, because you don't have ground to stand on. So here's my challenge to you. The same one Master Zhang gave to Lin. Choose one practice. Just one. The smallest possible foundation. Stand for 10 minutes every morning. Not meditating. Not thinking. Just standing. Feet shoulder width apart, arms at your sides, breathing naturally. That's all. Pay complete attention to one routine task each day. Making tea. Washing dishes. Walking to your car. Bring your attention back every time it wanders. Gently. No force. Release your day every evening. 5 minutes. Eyes closed. Visualize setting down everything you've been carrying. Not abandoning it. Just releasing your grip. Pick one. Do it for 30 days. Not because it will transform you. Because it will prove something to yourself. That you can build foundation. That you can do simple things consistently. That you're capable of the patience required for real change. Comment below which practice you're choosing. Make it public. Make it real. I'll check back in 30 days to see who actually followed through. Because here's the truth ancient Chinese warriors knew. Most people will watch this video, feel inspired, and do nothing. They'll keep building on sand and wondering why they keep breaking. But some people will understand. Some people will start standing. Some people will practice attention. Some people will build foundation. Those people won't be unbreakable tomorrow. But give them a year. Give them 2 years. Give them 5 years of consistent foundation work. They'll have something that pressure can't destroy. Not because nothing can shake them. Because they've built on bedrock. The warrior path isn't fast. But it's permanent. The fortress takes time to build. But once built, it stands. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel. More ancient Chinese wisdom applied to modern life coming your way. Real practices that actually work because they've worked for 2,000 years. Remember, you're not building mental toughness. You're building foundation. And foundation is built one stone at a time, placed carefully, checked thoroughly, allowed to set properly before adding the next layer. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. And remember, the warrior's strength isn't in never falling. It's in always having solid ground to stand back up on.